So a boy's riding a bicycle when two security guards and an employee suddenly come running from behind and say firmly, "Hey, don't move." Both security guards lift him up quickly and forcefully in their arms. The boy says, shocked, "What are you doing?" The employee then says immediately, "Boss, we have brought the boy." The boss says calmly, "Put him down. All right, all of you go back to your work calmly. Stay right here." The employee says politely, "Yes, boss, let's go." The boy says confused, "Boss, what's going on?" The boss says firmly, "What's your name?" The boy says respectfully, "Boss, my name is John Miller." The boss says seriously, "John Miller? All right. I will ask you two questions firmly. If you answer them correctly, you can continue working here. If not, you will leave immediately." The boy says nervously, "Boss, you're scaring me. What's going on?" The boss says calmly, "Just answer my questions. Don't ask so many questions. You're John Miller from Los Angeles, born in 2002, and graduated from DC University, correct?" The boy says confidently, "Yes, boss, all my documents are real." The boss says firmly, "How long have you been working here?" The boy says politely, "Boss, it has been about 3 years." "Did you call me here because of my work?" The boss says seriously, "So, 3 years. What is your monthly salary?" The boy says calmly, "My monthly salary is $2,300. The boss says shocked, $2,300? You're a graduate from DC University and still earning this much after 3 years on site? How are you surviving?" The boy says honestly, "I don't fully understand myself, boss. I always studied hard and performed well, but I kept failing evaluations, so I never got promoted." The boss says calmly, $2,300 is enough if you spend carefully." The boy says softly, "My mother's seriously ill and stays in bed most of the time. I also support my two younger siblings, so I send $1,500 to my mother, $500 for their education, and keep only $300 for myself." The boss says thoughtfully, "I see, I understand now. I will call your department manager immediately." The boy says worriedly, "Boss, please don't call her. She doesn't like me. No matter how hard I work, she always finds mistakes. If she finds out, I might lose my job." The boss says firmly, "Don't worry, I am the boss. I handle everything. I just want the truth." The boss says authoritatively, "Manager, come to my office immediately." The manager says sleepily, "Boss, why so early? I just woke up. I only slept 5 hours. My salary should be increased." The boss says seriously, "I am not joking. Sophia, do you know this employee?" The manager says carelessly, "There are too many employees. He's just a low-level worker, maybe 3 years here." The boss says firmly, "How much do you pay him?" The manager says casually, $2,300. He's just a rural worker. I was even planning to reduce it to $1,000. The boss says coldly, "Stop right there. One more question. What position did he apply for?" The manager says confidently, "Design department, but he failed every evaluation." The boss says seriously, "Last question. Why has a DC University graduate been working on a construction site for 3 years?" The manager says proudly, "I've worked here 20 years. Your grandfather always said talent should be trained properly." The boss says calmly, "I remember that. By the way, your niece works here too, right?" The manager says proudly, "Yes, she studied abroad. I pay her $60,000 monthly." The boss says calmly, "Bring her here." The girl says politely, "Hello, boss. I'm Emma." The boss says firmly, "Did you design the company's shoe project?" The supervisor says confidently, "Of course, I studied abroad and graduated from DC University." The boss says calmly, "Good. So you both heard it." The boss says seriously, "This man supported his sick mother and siblings. He carried his entire family, and you stole his work and credit." The manager says carelessly, "He's just a rural boy." The supervisor says indifferently, "He gets 2 meals a day. That's enough." The boss says firmly and angrily, "Rural boy? People like you don't deserve this company. From now on, your salaries and bonuses will go to him. You are both fired immediately." The supervisor says shockingly, "You're firing us for him." The manager says angrily, "No one will support you like this." The boss says firmly, "Who supports me is not your decision." What do you think about this story? Tell us in the comments.